Welcome to Building Better Communities. I'm Dr. Gerald Higginbotham, and welcome to today's Power 101. The word listen, to intentionally hear, understand, and value another person's word, feelings, and perspective before seeking to be understood yourself. Now, I'm gonna give you my definition. Listen, the act of leadership. When we listen, trust begins. When trust begins, people connect. And when people connect, community grows stronger. So the power word formula is simply listen, trust, connection, community, destination. Before people will follow you, they must trust you. Before they trust you, you must listen to them. Listen is not passive, it is an act of respect. It says, I see you. I hear you. Your experience matters. And having said that, my next guest is Cheryl Carter. I want my listening audience to really lean in and listen to my sister. I'm going to bring her on in just a second. Stand by. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to welcome Cheryl Carter here to Building Better Communities. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Now, Cheryl, I've been waiting to have you on the show because I really want my audience to listen in to what you're doing because you are a special person. Please tell them, what do you do?
What do I do? So I have a nonprofit that's called Cedar Tree Music and Performance. And I started this is our fifth year, going on our fifth year. Um, One of my sons had the opportunity to earn a scholarship to travel to Spain to perform. And in the process, I was, grassrooting funds to try to get myself and his brother over there. And my sons are also on the spectrum. And so I was reaching out to various nonprofits that deal with children on the spectrum, and I didn't get any kind of
What do you mean by spectrum?
autism spectrum.
Oh, okay, good.
So,
What is autism? Because my audience may not know.
oh, well, it's a neurological disorder that affects different things like social, maybe speech, maybe um, developmental delays, things of that nature. Um, so I was reaching out to different nonprofits that deal with children with that, and none of them acknowledged me. And I thought this is a once in a lifetime opportunity for him. And so we went, and it changed the lives of the whole dynamic within my family. He was able to have he had verbal communication skills, but he didn't utilize them a lot, and that's since changed. I believe it's built his confidence a lot. He was able to see different parts of the world, and I wanted to be able to do that for other children. And so when we returned, I put him in other local um, community orchestras for children in the county of Orange, and he was the only Black child. And I thought, it was already difficult for him to communicate with other children. Um, but culturally, no representation, not easy to assimilate into those cultures. So I wanted to provide a place where other Black and Brown children could come and the orchestra in case showcasing all children. And so once I started that, I realized that, the reason why we weren't having a lot of kids being able to participate at this level. So first I started off with just the orchestra, and then we had children coming in, but they didn't have this level of expertise in being able to play. And then I realized even though parents think that their kids are receiving um, a good music education in school, that's not always the case. And so then we started bringing in teachers and building our curriculum to make sure that they have an equitable uh, music education, just like the children from affluent homes, and helping them, the children and the families, to understand that this is a gateway for a lot of children to be able to get scholarships, go to school, and just give them opportunities and choices in life that may not be presented to them, right? So that only a certain class of people, which typically are a certain ethnicity, that understand these rules, um, of our society, right? And trying to bridge that gap, educating the parents and making it accessible to all.
So I'm gonna ask you the question then, because you just said a mouthful. So, so do you think our communities need improving so that we can be able to? I asked that because you just said that there's discrimination going on. I know you didn't say that openly, but you were just saying there's some other privileged folks get to do things and this group don't get to. Well, that's not right. So our community, so basically what you said, our communities do need to be improving. What do you think it would take to improve it and make it so that we can have equal status across the board?
I think there's two answers for that.
Okay, I'm listening.
Either either we unite and build our own systems for us, the way that we know that we have in the past as Black Americans, or we have to make sure that we educate our people about the systems and how they work here in America and Western society as a whole, and learn how to play the game so that they can navigate through it just like everyone else, which we have to also consider historically we have been excluded from, right? So and I think that that's a problem. A lot of us don't know and understand how to work this system. And that's what keeps us held back, segregated, and uh, keeping us away from having our seats at the table, right? But then there's some people who are like, it doesn't matter what we do, we'll never have a seat. We need to create our own table. Okay, well, then we need to sit down and start having some serious conversations with ourselves and learning how to work together again, right? Which they have used as a tool to keep us oppressed, right? And keeping our minds uh, divided and separated.
Wow. What I just heard you say, you if I and correct me if I didn't get it right. You just said we need to have our own table in a nutshell.
There's two choices, and of course, I believe in having our own table because it seems like no matter what we do, we're
Well,
never going to be.
well, I tell you what we're going to do. We're going to create the captain's table. I mean, so that we can be able to fly over all this stuff because some of it we're not going to be able to change. It's been so embedded into the hearts and minds of some of the people. You know, racism is a hard issue. It's about economics, but we can fly over racism. We build our own table and we'll operate above it because we've been operating below that line. So I'm so glad you went there because what I think we need to do, we need to have our own economic system. And I'm going to introduce the time bank right now because see, when we have our own process, we can learn, grow, develop, create stronger families, create stronger neighborhoods, create stronger communities. That's what we have to do. We have to do exactly what we're doing today, having the conversation, because I needed to hear from you. I needed to hear what you're saying, because it's only when we listen to each other do we build trust. And when we build trust, we can begin to move forward in unity to make an impact. And the time bank, I want my audience to go out to put in Juneteenth Jubilee Time Bank. Go out there and share your skills, what it is that you do. Also share with us what you need, because we can come together and build a better community 1 hour at a time and make an impact. Also, too, we're about to have the Juneteenth Jubilee Day here in Long Beach. I want to invite everybody out to that. It's going to be at Kings Park. It's going to be from 10 to 6. We're coming together in unity to create a better community. And so, Cheryl, I thank you so much for being on the show today. But I ain't letting you get away till you answer this last question. What do you dream about? I know I threw a curveball.
I dream about being able to navigate through this life without having to think about my color first, but who I am. All of us, my children, not my neighbor, because there's not a lot of us around here, but I just want that. I just want rest for us. I want peace. And I would love to see a time, I was born in the 80s, so
Young whippersnapper.
a lot of times, just growing up in my lifetime, the Black family has already been broken down so much in a lot of places, not all places, right? But I would love to see that. That's what I dream about.
Well, here's what I'm going to leave with you. We're spiritual beings having a human experience. And when we come together on that level, we're spirits first. And then the color piece is our second identity. But we're holy. That's what we made in his image after his likeness. We're holy. And when we begin to line up our thoughts with God's thoughts, that peace that passes all understanding will flow through you. And so I just want to remind my audience that it is when we take care of the family, create better families, we'll create better neighborhoods. And when we create better neighborhoods, we'll create stronger communities. And when we create stronger community, we'll have stronger futures. That's the process. But it begins with having the communication. And I just want to thank you for being on the show today. It's been a real slice of heaven having you here. Your words, they resonate. I felt you. I heard you. I see you. And we will work together. Now, once again, I want to encourage my audience to go out to the Juneteenth Jubilee Time Bank. Please tell us what you do. Tell us what you need, and we will work together as a team and rebuild our communities 1 hour at a time. This has been your captain speaking. Come on back. We'll see you next time. And thank you for being part of building a better community.
There's this magnificent power that is in every one of you. Whether you're red, white, or blacker than blue. Yeah.
Love and unity, we're giving back to a community, hoping we can make it better. Let's put our souls together. Through love and unity, we're giving back to a community, hoping we